There are five things we talk about when we consider the getting things done methodology. So maybe it's time to consider the five things that get in the way of being more productive. Hi, I'm Dave Edwards. Knowing what's in the way actually helps us focus more. So before we get into that, let me remind you about my free weekly newsletter. I write about GTD, productivity, Evernote, and all the other things you're probably interested in. Sign up for the free newsletter at my website, daveedwardsmedia.com. So I'm sure you've heard of the basic GTD principles: capture, getting everything that crosses your mind out of your head, writing it down; clarify, process what you've captured into action steps; organize, putting things in their right place, into folders or into your electronic task manager system; review, look things over on a regular basis, update and revise all of your lists; and finally engage, get to work on all the stuff that you have to do. So those are the five things, the five core principles of GTD. Now let's look at five obstacles to getting things done. The first one in my mind is poor time management. And this can be a problem for a lot of people. And if you don't get your day off right, and if you don't prioritize the tasks in front of you, you're going to fail to meet deadlines, you won't achieve goals, and you'll become increasingly frustrated. And that's why time management is really important to any productivity system. Another problem: procrastination. This is sort of like that time management problem we just talked about. People can become procrastinators. I'm convinced they're not born with a procrastinator gene. It's just the way they've kind of gone through life. And if you avoid important things because of anxiety or worry or whatever reason, you're not going to be productive. And so you have to deal with procrastination head on. Find one item that's tempting to procrastinate and get it done today. Number three is multitasking. Boy, I have written a lot about this in the last couple of years because despite what people think, research shows that multitasking doesn't help and doesn't get any more done than without multitasking. In fact, it decreases our ability to concentrate on any one thing for any length of time. So stop procrastinating and stop multitasking. Number four, the inability to say no. That's another obstacle to productivity. Saying no is actually really important when it comes time to setting boundaries, knowing what you want out of life. But people sometimes feel that they can do that in their personal life, but it's hard to do that in their professional life. Well, you've got to do it on both ends of the perspective. Otherwise, your to-do list is going to fill up way too fast. If you're taking on a lot of tasks at work, you got to learn how to say no. If you are agreeing to go to too many lunches and that's preventing you from getting your work done, you got to learn how to say no. Now, of course, if your boss is the one filling up your calendar, then you have to have a heart-to-heart with your boss about priority setting. And number five is the lack of self-care. Now, that's become a big topic, self-care, in recent years. But if you don't take care of yourself, that's a slippery slope that moves people away from their productivity. Because at the end of the day, or even at the beginning of the day, they don't have the energy to get done what needs to get done. So you have to get enough sleep. You have to eat right. You have to exercise. You have to take care of yourself if you want to be productive. Focusing on these five things, and you'll be on a better path to productivity. If you could sit down with David Allen, the author of Getting Things Done, what would you ask him? Now, if you follow me on YouTube, you know that I periodically get to talk to David, and I'd love to ask him your questions. So if you have questions about GTD or productivity for David Allen, just shoot me an email, daveedwards@outlook.com. And in the subject line, if you could put down the words "Ask David," that would help me sort your email as well. daveedwards@outlook.com. Send me an email. Try to ask your question the next time I talk with David Allen.